One of the most asked questions that I get when I'm doing interviews, when I'm on a podcast, from people on social media is, which passports do you have and how many passports do you have? Now, I'm going to talk today about why I don't think you should share your passports, and I'm going to remind you the reasons why, and I'm going to tell you why I don't discuss all of my passports. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson here at Nomad Capitalist, our team of over 30 people, our network of global experts, and yours truly help 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors legally go where they're treated best. You can learn more at nomadcapitalist.com. Now, I've been vocal. We've put out articles. We've done lots of videos talking about some of the citizenships that I have. St. Lucia, which is available as a citizenship by investment in the Caribbean. The Comoros, a now suspended citizenship program. It's an African country off the coast of Mozambique. But I haven't talked about my entire passport portfolio. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you how that applies to you. You know, first, we made an entire video where I talked about passports that I wouldn't get, even if they were given to me for free. I wouldn't want a sanctioned country's passport. And we had a gentleman come to us recently, and he had some family from a sanctioned country. And I said, well, you know, even if you qualify for that one, we don't want to get that one. I wouldn't get a passport where I felt diametrically opposed, you know, two countries that were really at each other's throats. So, you know, having a spouse, Mrs. H, who is, you know, part ethnic Armenian, you know, I've been to Azerbaijan, but if I were offered citizenship, you know, it'd feel a little bit weird, right, to have that kind of dynamic. And so those are the passports that I wouldn't get. Why do I talk about the two and not about others? And, you know, the first thing that comes to mind, I'll give you a couple reasons. I don't want my life to become a carnival where, you know, people start defining me or start, you know, talking about what I'm doing based on which citizenship I have. And I don't want people trying to copy my strategy for the reason that my strategy works for me and it may not work for you. I had someone call me literally just yesterday. I was talking to someone and they said, we're going to get a second citizenship and we've decided, this is our first time talking, we're going to get St. Lucia. And I said, why? And they said, well, we saw a video you did a while back about, you know, why you got St. Lucia. And I said, yeah, well, part of what I said in the video was, you know, it matched my particular criteria at the time. Perhaps if I were in a different life situation, I would have gotten a different passport. I love St. Lucia, right? So where is it? There it is, St. Lucia. But I don't want people to think that they should just adapt everything, because people have adapted things in weird ways that I've said, where I say, I like the idea of living in Georgia or banking in Georgia. I've said that in the past. And then people go and say, oh, I heard you said start my company in Georgia. I never said that. I said the country was an interesting starting point. And so beyond that, I don't really want my life as someone who left the United States and who really a big part of that was not being defined as an American. I wanted to adapt to the world and pick the best qualities from the different countries and different cultures had to offer. I didn't want to be, he's the American. And you can agree with that or not, but that was my approach. And I don't want to be identified as all the different passports now. And I don't want it to become, as I said, a carnival. You know, I remember I went to talk to someone at the government once, and they said, you know, why do you have this passport? And I said, you know, it was interesting. I mean, you may not like the idea of building a passport portfolio. At this point, for me, it has perhaps gone beyond diversification. I just enjoy it. But I don't want my enjoyment of it to become some kind of public spectacle, right? And so for that reason, number two, straight up, we'll touch on it very shortly, I'm running a business here. And I think that one of the things I talked about in my New Year's message recently was, you know, I've really defined Nomad Capitalist in the last year as a business. Lots of people have come to us, successful people, 7, 8, 9, even 10-figure entrepreneurs, and they've wanted our help. And we provided it through a growing business where I've been doing all the things that a business owner does, hiring more staff, doing more R&D, devoting more resources into helping to get the word out. And so, you know, some of the citizenships I have are not just available off the shelf, like a St. Lucia. So I talk about the ones that are off the shelf. But not only do I not want you to copy my strategy for reasons that may not work for you, but quite frankly, you look at what happened in a country like a Paraguay, for example, where everyone, it became the code word for fast, easy, and cheap citizenship, and everybody from Boston to Bangalore was talking about Paraguay. Well, guess what happened? They started enforcing this idea that you actually have to live there if you want to be a citizen. And you had a program that was a nice, what I would call, Plan B, or a back pocket residence that could lead to citizenship. And now, thanks to people abusing the program, thanks to it being overpromoted, it doesn't work anymore. And so, out of fairness to the people who hire me, I don't talk about everything that I offer. I don't talk about everything that I have, because not only would some of the countries perhaps not want, the publicity. That's certainly the case with a lot of offshore banks. Why do we stop naming particular offshore banks? Even if you mention them nicely, they don't like it in some cases. And beyond that, it's simply I'm running a business and I have to be fair to clients, that I don't put out certain things that I'm doing for business reasons. But I think the third reason that speaks to not only me but to you is privacy, right? To me, the benefit of having a passport portfolio is you don't know where the world is going. It's possible, I have a couple people who've gotten multiple Caribbean citizenships. Maybe Antigua and Grenada start the great Antigua-Grenadian War at some point. And, do you want, each of those countries, you want them to know that you're the other one, or something like that. Why create issues for yourself? I do this because when I got into the business, I think we run the most transparent business, transparent company in this industry. When I got into this industry as a reporter of sorts, a blogger, 8 or 9 years ago now, I said this industry is a swamp. People using stock photos, pen names, hiding behind Skype numbers and, Regis offices they're not sitting in. And I said, I'm going to use my real name. I'm going to use my real photo. I'm going to be on camera. I'm going to share experiences that I really have. And, quite frankly, at a certain point, I think we're all entitled to a little privacy, right? I don't want to put out for just people's public consumption, not only so that maybe they copy a strategy that won't work for their particular needs, but also I don't want to put it out there just for kind of mindless consumption the way that I don't think you should either. Most people I work with, they don't want to go and tell everybody they have a second citizenship. Now, if your government asks you, like if you're applying for global entry in the US, you should tell them, yeah, I'm a dual citizen. I'm also St. Lucian, for example. But do you want to go around talking to everybody about it? You certainly have the choice to do that. But I think for a lot of folks who are looking for a plan B, they don't like to talk to everybody about what they're doing because they don't want to be misunderstood. Their friends often don't get why they're doing this. And so I think that privacy, keeping your options open, not letting everything out there is important for the average person. Obviously, I've talked a lot about what I'm doing, and I think at a certain point, there's room for a little bit of privacy in my life too. And so keeping some things close to the vest. Obviously, I want you to do everything legally. They call me the goody two-shoes of the offshore world. I'm not looking for you to go out and get passports through, the envelope under the table method. I'm not saying keep it secret for that reason, but I'm saying, give yourself a little privacy. Don't go out and broadcast everything, and know that you have options, and know that as the world changes, which it will, you will have those options available to you. Those are just some of the reasons why I don't talk about all of the citizenships and residences that I have. It's why I don't share every detail. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.